The genocide was a deliberate and coordinated campaign of violence carried out by the Ottoman Empire through executions, forced marches, and starvation with the intent to destroy an entire people. America's own ambassador at the time, Henry Morgenthau, in fact, described it as the murder of a nation. So let me begin by saying, as I always have, the Armenian Genocide is an historic fact. End of story. Every year around this time, I think about a constituent I had the honor of meeting many years ago named Joseph Bibo Manjikian. When he spoke with me, he was 104 years old, yet his memories were so vivid. He shared with me the trauma he endured as a survivor of the Armenian Genocide, the loss, the displacement, and the pain that stayed with him for a lifetime. Stories like his stayed with me because for far too long, survivors and their families were asked to carry this truth without the recognition they deserved. Now, I know how hard the Armenian American community fought to get the genocide recognized. And so that's why I will never forget in 2019 casting my vote on the House floor for recognition of the Armenian Genocide, and finally it was passed and it was officially recognized. And I will also never forget, as soon as it passed, looking up into the gallery of the House and seeing so many Armenian Americans with tears in their eyes that finally the genocide was recognized. But recognition alone is not enough. Honoring the victims of the Armenian Genocide means standing with the Armenian people today as they face ongoing threats, including Azerbaijan's ethnic cleansing of Nagorno-Karabakh. I am one of the only members of Congress who had the privilege of visiting Artsakh in person. And before I left, the Azerbaijani government came and threatened me and said, "You better not go or else something bad will happen." But I went anyway, and I witnessed a vibrant and resilient people so fully connected with their land, and it was so incredibly charming as well. But after taking the trip, I returned to find that I was officially barred from ever going to Azerbaijan, and I consider this a badge of honor. Today, I'm just heartbroken to think of the homes there that are damaged and empty, and to think of the religious and cultural sites that are being desecrated. But it just furthers my resolve to stand with the Armenian people against aggression and to push our own government to do more to support Armenia's democracy, security, and future. So I'm continuing to work with my Armenia Caucus colleagues to ensure that Congress stands with the Armenian people and upholds their security and democracy. And during this year's appropriation process, I requested robust federal funding to support Armenia's democratic institutions, bolster its national defense, and support the 150,000 refugees from Artsakh. And I once again demanded a prohibition on providing U.S. military and security assistance to Azerbaijan. And I will never give up demanding that the political prisoners of Armenia be returned from Azerbaijan. So I will always fight in Congress to support Armenia and the Armenian people. As we commemorate the victims of the Armenian Genocide, let's do everything we can to make sure this atrocity never happens again. Thank you.